Good morning, everyone. This is Mark DeBell from Rent Reporters. I'm here with Dave Finley, and welcome to our Friday Facebook Live session. We've got some really exciting topics today that we're going to talk about. Today's topic's a little bit different. A lot of our prior Facebook Lives have focused on credit scores and credit repair and more education around what is a credit score. Today we're kind of changing the topic. We're going to talk about things that everybody can do to improve your overall financial health. So that's kind of our theme for today, is financial health. Does that sound like a good theme?
Good to me.
All right, good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about, we're going to keep it to 3 topics today. Number one, we are going to talk about credit scores, but we're going to talk about the importance of actively managing your credit score and what that means. Second topic we're going to talk about, number 2, is budgeting. The dreaded B word. Yes, budgeting. But it's really not dreaded. It's a good thing to do, and it can really help improve your your overall financial picture. And again, we got some philosophies around budgeting, ways to approach it that are easy, and then finally we're going to tie it all together with technology. How can we leverage the technology that's available to all of us today to help better manage our financial lives? So those are our 3 topics, and why don't we kick off with credit scores. Dave?
Welcome to today's edition of Who Wore It Better. We didn't coordinate ahead of time, but landed on these matching outfits. So
right here.
So we're going to talk about the impact of credit scores on you. They have a huge impact on all the financial aspects of your life. If you do not keep an eye on them, you're literally throwing money away. And they factor into basically 4 big areas. Interest rates. So they impact the interest rate you get on your credit cards, on your car loans, on your mortgage, and to put it in perspective, a 40-point difference in your credit score can literally push you up a couple levels in terms of interest rate, a couple levels in the plateaus of credit scores used for auto loans, and literally cut your interest rate in half. So small differences can make a big effect. That literally would translate into...
Oh, I was just going to ask, how much would that potentially save a person?
Between $2,000 and $6,000, depending upon the price of the car. That's the interest saved over the life of the car loan. So it also can be the difference between getting the apartment you want or not. It can be the difference between having to put down a deposit on your utilities, on your cable bill, on your cell phone plans. And it can even be a factor in getting the job you want or not. Employers are starting to look, when they're doing background research on you, they're starting to look at that as well. So it factors into all those things. So what should you do? You really should monitor your credit score probably at least monthly. And it doesn't take much. There's 3 different free services to do that. That'll let you look at it as much as you want. And they don't cost anything. And when you do that, it's not a hard pull, so it's not impacting your credit score to just look at where you're at. So those 3 services are Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, and Quizzle, Q-U-I-Z-Z-L-E. And Quizzle, all 3 of them allow you unlimited access, and you can even, at least in Credit Karma, dispute certain things if you find inaccuracies. And that's really kind of what you're looking for. You're looking for, if your score changed, you want to know why. And so you can go in and look at details, and if you see something wrong, like somebody's information that is landing on your report that's not right, you can dispute that and get that pulled. All kinds of things like that. You want to also look at and just be aware of your hard pulls. So if you're one that's applies for credit more than you should, you're going to see that dinging your credit score, and you want to minimize that. So, which actually ties in with the last thing of not having too many credit cards. And if you really only need a couple. You want to have them for a long time so that your average age of credit is lengthy, but you don't need a lot of cards. People tend to, I'm in Best Buy, so I'm going to get a Best Buy card, and I got an offer for a Banana Republic card, so I'll get that. And you start getting strung out. It's just too much. So minimize your cards, but leave them open with small balances so your age of credit is lengthy. What else can you do to increase your credit score? There's really 3 things. There are secured credit cards. That is where, if you're asking for a card with a $500 limit, you literally are putting up $500 of your own money as security for that. So that's not always easy to do, but it does work. Similarly, there's something called a self-lender program. So that's like loaning yourself, the bank loaning you money. They put the money they lend you in a separate account, and you make equal payments over a year of that amount just to build your credit history. Both those things are good, but they are only impacting your credit and giving you a credit history going forward, so they're slowly building credit for you. What you can do also, a third thing, is to report your timely rent payments, and that can actually give you a bump in a hurry. Though we can report, there's a couple companies that do it, they can report.
Any recommendations on a company, Dave?
I would recommend Rent Reporters. But we can put up to 2 years of history on your credit report. And in doing so, that typically results in a 20 to 60 point increase or swing in your credit score. So it can be effective fast in giving you the ability to actually get a credit card, an unsecured credit card, or other things like that. So that's really what I wanted to. Oh, and it will also add a trade line to your score, to your credit report, and improve the age of your credit. So those are things.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right, so let's turn the topic now to more personal finance related, the big B word again, budgeting, and the importance of budgeting. And why do we budget? Why should we budget? Well, we certainly don't want to be spending more money than we take in every month in every paycheck. And setting up a budget and setting realistic goals helps you stay on track financially. So, Dave, you've got kind of a philosophy around budgeting that I really like. Can you tell us about it?
There's a general plan out there. It's the 50-20-30 rule, and it would tell you where to prioritize your spending and how much to put into each bucket. So it's pretty simple. It basically breaks down where you should be putting your after tax and after your take-home pay. So after tax and after 401k, that pay, how you should allocate it across three broad categories. The categories are essential expenses, so that's your housing, your transportation, so your car loan, your gas, utilities, and groceries. So they would say that you would put 50% towards essential expenses. Secondly, financial priorities. So in addition to the 401k, which you're putting away separately, to forget about that. You want to leave that intact for the future. But in addition to that, they want you to put away 20% towards savings, also like IRAs, or just kind of that safety rainy day, savings you have to. They basically say you should have 6 months of either rent payments or mortgage payments in case you lose your job. So, and lastly, against any debt payments you have. So if you have credit card debt, that goes into the 20% bucket as well. And lastly is lifestyle choices. So that's all the fun stuff. That's Mark's Starbucks runs, his trips.
That's in the 50% category, right?
That's the 30% category.
30%?
That's the fun stuff.
Oof.
So that's includes things like cable and internet and cell phones. They consider that discretionary and fun stuff. Charitable giving, entertainment, gym fees, hobbies you have, pets. Pets are discretionary. Personal care, so those expensive hairdos that Mark gets, restaurants, all those things, that's all discretionary, and 30% can go against that. Now they say that this is also a plan for not just how much you should spend in each, but the priorities. So if you allocate and do the 50 and 20 properly, they say that the 30% you spend on your discretionary is guilt-free. So good to know.
I love guilt-free.
Guilt-free.
That's great stuff. So I'm going to take Dave's topic. So he's kind of laid out a philosophy of budgeting that we can all execute on. It's really simple, just numbers. 50%, that's my category for all essentials. 20% goes into savings, and then 30% is all the fun money. But how do I track all of those expenses in a way that's easy to do and easy to understand? Well, it's easy today. Back when Dave and I first probably did our first budgets, we used pencil, paper, what's that counting thing? Abacus we used. That was back in the old days before computers came along. Today, we have the luxury of carrying every single tool we need to manage our finances right in the palms of our hands. And it couldn't be easier. I want to focus on two categories of applications that I strongly recommend you all use every single day. The first one is a personal finance application, and what these do is allow you to have a complete view of every part of your finances, again, all in the palm of your hand. Probably the most popular application in this category is a product called Mint. It's free, which is great because it doesn't hit our budget, which I love. And Mint allows us all to know exactly how much money's coming in, how much money's going out, what I'm spending that money on. Mint allows me to manage my savings, my 20% category. It allows me to manage my 30% category of fun money, and of course my 50% category of essentials, all in the palm of your hand. And it actually automates the entire process for you. Here's a little bit of how it works. When you sign up for Mint, the first thing you do is you link every one of your bank accounts, every one of your credit cards, every one of your savings or investment accounts. This way, all of this information is funneled into the Mint app, and then every day you can log into the Mint app and view your financial snapshot. It's going to tell you what you spent yesterday. It's going to show you where you're at on your budget for the month. It's just an incredibly powerful tool. What I really like about it is it takes away that old, oh, I put my credit card down, I paid for it, and now I don't ever have to think about it because no money came out of my wallet. It was very easy to do until the statement comes, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm way over on my budget for the month. Shoot, this can't happen again because you're going to see that transaction on a real-time basis coming into the Mint app, and I love that. I think that really
50, 20, 30 tools in there as well.
They do, yeah. One of the budgeting tools follows the 50, 20, 30 philosophy. So I strongly recommend you to use an application like Mint, and there's other ones out there, but this is the one I'm most familiar with. Let's talk about savings. That's a big category in the 50, 20, 30 budget. There's tools to help you accomplish your savings goals and also your investing goals. Here's the one I really enjoy. It's called Digit. Digit is an application that it's free again, which I love, obviously. I think that's becoming a theme here. And it's easy to use. You turn it on and then you forget about it. The way Digit works is you link it to a bank account. Digit goes in and it looks at your bank account. So it sees your paycheck coming in, it sees all your cash going out for different reasons, and it decides each day, wow, could Mark afford to see a few dollars leave his bank account? It takes the money out of your bank account, your checking account, and it moves it into a separate account that's managed by Digit. And there the money sits and it grows. And it grows invisibly to me. I don't even notice these transactions coming out of my account, but it's kind of fun. You know what? I'm actually going to show you this, you guys, because I think it's pretty cool. But I just recently took a look at Digit, and I was really excited to see that over the last 7 months, can you see this, Cynthia? See that little green number at the top?
Yes.
2,400 and change? That's how much money I've saved coming out of my checking account, going directly into my Digit account. I've got almost a $2,500 emergency fund.
He's going to blow on a new bike.
Vacation fund, maybe a new bike fund, or whatever I want to use it for. The money's there, it's available. I didn't even know it went missing, but it's sitting there, and I like that kind of stuff. That gets me excited. Okay, one more app that I want to share with you that will help you accomplish your financial savings goals. So investment goals, investing for the future. There's another really awesome little tool you can use called Acorns. Acorns operates in a very easy set it and forget it type of philosophy. The way it works is that every time you make a transaction, buy a new guitar string, I'll say guitar strings, for $10.50, it rounds the transaction up to $11. It takes that 50 cents and moves it into an investment account, and you get to decide what you want it invested in. Over the course of several years, you can build yourself a very nice little savings plan, investment account, by simply having your spare change coming out of your pocket and going into your Acorns account.
Your own personal tip jar.
Your own personal tip jar. If I would have had this 20 years ago, if this was available, boy, but I don't think I'd be sitting here next to you. I'd be on a vacation in Mexico. So anyway, really fun apps. Again, Mint, M-I-N-T, Digit, D-I-G-I-T, and Acorns, A-C-O-R-N-S, Acorns. Okay.
I feel like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. All right. Any questions from our large audience of Facebook Live viewers? No, nothing,
questions
Cynthia?
yet. It's been a pretty quiet morning.
Okay, I guess that it's been so educational. It's all I need. Well, great. I guess that's it for our Facebook Live session today. Everybody have a happy Friday and a wonderful weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you all again in 2 weeks.
Take care, folks.
Bye-bye.